Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum,
Assalamu
fam.
alaikum, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome once again to Love My Kidneys. We are so honored to be with you all today. We are so honored to be with each and every one of you. You have reached Love My Kidneys, where it takes a lot of love. That's right. It takes a lot of love to heal thyself. So welcome once again to Love My Kidneys. We appreciate that you take the time out of your divine mind or allow to be with us. You know what I mean? To allow you to be with us and to just share this journey. For those of you who may be new to this, my wife is healing from stage 5 kidney failure, and this is the reason that we began this show. We began this show to document the journey, to show you the reality that you can, in fact, heal thyself. And some of the tools that we use besides our naturopathic doctors is this beautiful book right here, How to Eat to Live, Volume 1. How to Eat to Live, Volume 2. And this book, we want you to notice something, and we're going to get into our things we want you to support in a second. I want you to notice something on this book. Let me go live. Let me go live over here
Oh, yes.
with my melanated people family. If you're not on melanated people, that's Black social media. Download the app, melanated people, so you can tap in with them too. All right. So it says right here, from God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. So you don't read any other book from any other person that makes a claim like that. So that's something in itself that you and I really need to think about, because both the Bible and the Quran talks about when that Messiah figure would come, he would teach you what to eat and what to store in your houses. So brothers and sisters, once again, if you're not tapped in with How to Eat to Live, you need to get tapped in with How to Eat to Live. They don't give our Father the credit. They call it anything and everything other than what he said. They say OMAD. See, they'll change that, which means 1 meal a day. Or they'll say intermittent fasting, which means 1 meal a day. And then if you're doing your, what is that? The shake, what's the name of that? Yeah, what is the name of that drink? There's the Nutra diet.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, you're supposed to drink the 2 shakes. You're supposed
Get
to
in the
drink
meal.
2 shakes in the meal and eat one sensible meal. So essentially, what do they have you on? 1 meal a day. So they have found the reality and the science behind what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has been teaching and taught us for over since 19 in the 1930s. Now I'm gonna just say this, and then we're gonna get into our things for you to support. And we don't want you to go away because we're giving you some things to support. Because as Black-owned businesses, we need your support, and we want to give you some Black-owned businesses to support. Okay? All right. So when Master Fard Muhammad came with all of his students, what he did was he took the medicine out of their medicine cabinet and he taught them how to eat to live. He said, you no longer need this. And he gave them the teaching on how to eat to live. So he removed the medicine out of their life as far as allopathic, which means pills, and he gave them the right food and the right time in which to eat it. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, of course, continued on in that legacy of teaching us how to eat to live. Well, family, we're going to jump in to some of these things we want you to support. We got a very special guest for you today, our dear brother Bruce White. This is a mighty soldier right here.
That's
This
right.
is a mighty soldier right here on the health and wellness battlefield. This brother, when we met him, the brother was saying they wanted him to go on dialysis. The brother, he transformed that by disciplining himself, eating to live. Now the doctors is saying he don't need no dialysis. He's off of all of his medications. This brother is doing an amazing job proving that you too can heal thyself.
That's
so
right.
We are honored to have our brother with us today. But like we said, before we do that, we gonna jump in with some things for you to support, okay?
All right, fam. Enjoy.
All right.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the nation.
That Paximune.
Let's stipulate that this is not a vaccine. And we need to be really clear. We're using the term vaccine to sneak this thing under public health exemptions. This is not a vaccine. This is a mRNA packaged in a fat envelope that is delivered to a cell. It is a medical device designed to stimulate the human cell into becoming a pathogen creator. It is not a vaccine. Vaccines actually are a legally defined term, and they're a legally defined term under public health law. They're a legally defined term under CDC and FDA standards. And a vaccine specifically has to stimulate both an immunity within the person receiving it, but it also has to disrupt transmission. And that is not what this is. They have been abundantly clear in saying that the mRNA strand that is going into the cell is not to stop transmission. It is a treatment.
My name is Sadiqa Muhammad. I've been blessed with an opportunity to literally press the reset button for my life. And it's just in time for the Muslim reset or Ramadan. I didn't have any Ramadan decorations for my home, and I haven't seen any that represent the MGT. So the black man and woman are gods. And what do gods do? They create. So join me in pressing the reset button with this beautiful MGT on your wall, reminding you of this blessed Ramadan.
All right. Y'all up yet? Mexitas.
Go.
Gotta get that again. The That's it.
All right, family. You already know. We about to get ready to bring our guests on, but before we do, what we love to do for our guests is we like to play something that will bring them on, that will not only bring them on, but stimulate the mind of the listeners and of the person. And this is something that we had thought about. This is a celebration. So we got a celebrationary track to give you. All right. So you know we're gonna hit you with a little theme music. So check it out.
I hope y'all enjoyed that.
We hope y'all enjoyed that. That was made by yours truly, DJ Dawood Ali.
That's right.
That's what's up. All right, well, family, here comes my time where I'm going to pass it over to my beloved wife right here, She is the star and the host
Yeah.
of Love My Kidneys. My wife, your sister, Sister Nafiza Ali, aka Natalie Muhammad. Here she is.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in with us, as they say, tapping in. We appreciate your presence, but we truly appreciate our brother Bruce taking his time out today to be with us. This is our brother we've known now for several months since the pandemic, and we first met in love. No, what was it? I hate dialysis, right? And so that's one of the sites that is on there for, people who are on dialysis. And I found it to be a depressing site. And so I wanted to have something more in line to the way that I think. And the way that I think is the body wants to heal itself. It just has to be in the proper environment. So I am still a member of I Hate Dialysis, but I usually go in and try to catch and talk with people who are looking for a change, looking for something better, don't want to be in that depressed state. So that was where we met. And Bruce, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of open up with who you are, where you started, where you're going, and then we just gonna jump in from there. Okay?
All right.
Okay. So yes, my name is Bruce White. I've been I guess, a career diabetic for 20 years.
Oh,
Um, Uncontrolled diabetes, hypertension, all that stuff. I just didn't really take it seriously. So I tried to, live my life the way I wanted to live it without really being conscious of what I was doing to my body.
Mm,
And then it got to the point where it got so bad that I was, in and out of the hospital because my potassium and phosphorus levels was through the roof. And anytime I ate an apple or anything, I mean, like an orange or anything that was high in potassium, it would have me having heart palpitations.
mm,
And, I started feeling real sick. And this was just last year that I was feeling like this. Make a long story short, I was just going through the motions and I just didn't have no hope. They wasn't giving me no hope. They wasn't telling me that I could do anything about my situation. They were saying that the inevitable was that I was going to go on dialysis. And then on top of that, I had COVID-19 in November. So I really did think my life was over. I thought I was done for. And, God showed me that he said, despite what you see and despite what's going on, I'm more powerful than what people know. And I didn't know that that's what he was showing me, but he showed me that through me going into the hospital getting COVID, and then they checked my A1C and it was normal. And I don't even know how. I don't know how my A1C went from a 9 or a 10 to a 6.4 out of nowhere. So I
mm.
took that as a sign from God. I said, God, if you can do this, that means that you could do everything else I need you to do for me. And so
Right.
I tapped in. I really, really focused in on God. I changed my mindset about healing. And I met the sister in the group. I was so devastated because them people was in there talking about it's inevitable. I was crying every day because they wasn't giving me no hope. They was telling me that dialysis was it. And I would get in that group and listen to all the people. They was discouraged. They was defeated. One girl was talking about how she hate life, and I was just like,
Mm,
it was just destroying my spirit.
right.
It was
Right.
destroying my spirit. And every time I went in there, I got more and more depressed. My anxiety was through the roof. And then, the sister Natalie, she reached out to me, hit me up. She was like, "Hey," she was like, "Don't settle for that." She was like, "Your body can heal." And I was like, "What?" She got talking to me and encouraging me, and I ran with it like a track star, And that was January. And then I started fasting. I fasted 7 days a week for 6 months. One meal a day. That's it. That's all I ate. I didn't snack. I didn't drink no juices. I didn't drink nothing but water. And I fasted for 7 days straight. And then what happened was my body started to heal. I started to see
Yes.
that my cells started to regenerate. I started to see that
Yes.
the diabetes got better. And then it got to the
Mm,
point now where I went to the doctor. They told me you no longer have diabetes.
mm,
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 So
mm, mm, mm,
now and
mm.
then the crazy part about it, all the stuff that they told me could never happen is beginning to happen. Like, The kidney function improved. My
Oh,
protein, the last time I went to the doctor, my protein, the 40% decrease in protein in my urine.
See,
go ahead.
look at
Yeah,
that.
That's
so
about
cholesterol, triglycerides, everything normalized. And the biggest thing that, really did it for me was I've lost 109 pounds
Woo!
since November.
go ahead.
Mm,
November.
right.
Like my eyesight, this eye right here, I was going blind in this eye,
Look at
and
God. Look at
my
God.
eyesight came back.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
the power of the body has an infinite ability to heal. There's no limitations on how the body can heal. We
Oh,
just do have to leave the body in a healing state for long enough.
Yes.
go ahead. Go ahead.
That's right. That's right. You know, it's like when you plant a seed, you don't see the seed germinating under the earth. You don't see the roots going down to give it its foundation. And a lot of times people stop the process of their healing because, oh, I don't see it. I don't see, the results right away. But when you continue on that journey, see, God is within. He's without, but he's within. And once
Yes.
we learn to trust God and move forward,
That's right.
brother, what you said was so important is that's what you were seeking. You were seeking God's favor. You were seeking his healing. You were looking for him and you started depending on that. And then he put things in your on your journey, people on your journey to help you in this process. And I think that is really key when it comes to healing the body is we got to connect with the God of the universe.
That's right.
Hmm.
Absolutely have to connect with the God of the universe. So, brother, if you can share with the audience a little bit more about what it is that you're doing, as far as, what you're eating. And, I know you do take some dietary supplements as well, some of those things that you're doing for you on your journey.
Okay. So what I did was I cut out all processed foods.
Mm,
I don't do any oils. Like when I cook, I don't do vegetable oil, canola oil, no oils. All of those hydrogenated oils are bad for your body and cause inflammation. So I
mm,
don't cook with any oils. I went really plant based to be honest with you. I did a lot of plants. For the first 4 or 5 months, I ate wild caught salmon, and I ate arugula and salad and stuff
mm,
like that, and kimchi, stuff that had like natural probiotics in it. I ate stuff like that every single day. I ate what they call whole foods. And then I
right,
mess around. I had never been one to eat navy beans, right?
right.
Come on
Because
now.
I didn't know what they were. I said, but then I started researching, and I was like, a lot of people, in the Nation of Islam was talking about the navy beans, and I remember, the brother he was telling me that, back, a while ago, he was like, when the reason why they call them navy beans is because they gave them to the people in the navy, and I didn't understand that stuff. So I said, let me try that out. So I tried out navy beans. I was just trying every healing thing that I could try to restore my health. And what I've learned, like I take a fiber supplement, and I eat that, I drink it rather every meal. So what it does is it lowers my insulin levels every
Okay.
time I eat. So it's like I'm in a constant state of fasting.
Mm,
So that's the key. The key is to keep your insulin levels low. What a lot of people don't understand and a lot of people don't know is that, we are highly insulin resistant. Insulin
mm,
resistance is what causes kidney function to decrease and decline. And I began to study, I buy books, I read. So the reason why people's phosphorus levels be out of whack and potassium levels be out of whack is because their insulin levels are so high.
mm.
So when I went to the doctor and I validated this thing, because my cousin is a board certified cardiologist.
Come on
So
now.
Okay.
I bounced all of these different things off of him. Me and him talk, we converse. But I had a theory and I put it to the test. The last time I went to the doctor, all of my they took me off of a restriction. They told me I could eat anything I wanted. They no longer put me on a low potassium, low phosphorus diet. So what I figured out is when you fix the insulin resistance in your body, because that is a
Okay.
huge problem with people who are overweight, people who have had strokes, kidney failure, all of that stuff. If people were to do the test of insulin resistance, which is a call, it's an NMR test.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
N is in Nancy, M is in Mary, R is in Robert. If they do that test, and everybody should have this test done because it lets you know how insulin resistant you are.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And when you get the test done, I had mine done, and the doctor told me, she said, your insulin resistance levels are out of this world.
Mm.
But she told me, she was like, as you continue on this path, all of these numbers are going to normalize.
Right.
Mm.
That's the reason why people's blood pressure be out of whack.
Mm.
Because the
Mm.
doctors will tell you, they'll say, okay, you got essential hypertension. And essential hypertension is when they can't come up with a conclusive answer as to why you got that high blood pressure.
Pressure. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So this comes from having high insulin levels. So
Mm.
when you all talking about, Elijah Muhammad told us to eat one meal a day. Like these things, like all of these things are not new to the earth. These things are principles that have been passed down from generation to generation. You know, Prophet Muhammad talked about black seed oil, right?
Right. Right.
And a lot of people, I took black seed oil. Black seed oil began to help me to reverse diabetes. Black seed oil began to help to restore my kidney function, but people don't know the power of the black seed oil.
Right.
And so
Right.
these things that God did put healing in the earth. Like I thought about this stuff today. I was like, everything has passed away with the generations, except but the herbs, except but the plants. All of these
Come on.
plants are still thriving.
Right.
Everything else has passed away. People have died. Their bones are gone. You have
Right.
there is no indication of former existence until you start digging in the earth, right? Then you might
Mm.
find some old bones and stuff, right? But
Right.
All
guess
right.
what? The plants did not disintegrate. The plants are still growing.
That's right.
So God left us, He left us
Mm.
with His healing power throughout the
Mm.
ages.
That's right, brother. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. And
So
he's
that's what
programmed.
I've learned. That's what I've learned. I've learned that there's more to the story than what they tell us. They tell us a whole bunch of stuff that they want us to hear.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
they force feeding us what they want us to know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
there is the truth. The truth is here on the earth, but sometimes we walk over top of it.
Come
Right.
on now.
Right. Well, we still trust our open enemy, brother. These are the people that stole us from another land,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
and so they profited off of our bodies through slavery, free labor, things like that. And so now that we're quote unquote free, how can they still profit? Well, the way that they still profit is we're consumers, right? We still spend all of our money with them. When we get a nickel, dime, or dollar, we go and spend it with them. And then when they give
Mhm.
us this food that is, killing us, destroying our bodies because we go to McDonald's and Burger King and all of these places, now we got to turn around and give that money right back to the doctors,
Yeah.
give them money for the medications. I'm not even going to talk about how much dialysis costs every month. I get $1,000 bill, so I can only imagine what the insurance company is getting. Okay, so
Mm.
it's very expensive for us to be unhealthy,
That's
and
right.
it works for them when we drinking all this alcohol, the billions of dollars we spend on alcohol, the billions of dollars we spend on cigarettes, all of these things that's destroying our bodies. We don't even realize that we're killing ourselves because we lack knowledge and discipline and desire to care for ourselves. We have the answer. The answer is within our own selves. We have to go within, find the God, within connect with the God and then go to work with the God, you know, because faith without works is dead.
Right.
So if we're not willing to put in the work, then we're not going to get the results. But we are proof, brother, that if you put the work in, you will get the results, you know. And I love what it is that you're doing. So I want to talk a little bit about. Did you want to share something, honey?
Oh yeah, I got
Okay.
a little something.
All right. My husband want
I
to share
got
a
a
little
little
something,
fuel for the fire.
and then I'll go to my next question. Go ahead.
All right. Now, for those of you who all don't know about lessons, this is a tool. It is something that we're given as registered Muslims in the Nation of Islam. But the reason that I'm reading these lessons from the problem book is because I want you to see in the 1930s that Master Fard Muhammad was telling us back then what was going on, right? And how they would be doing right now. So he says the question, this is problem number 6. It says the second uncle of Mr. W.D. Fard in the wilderness of North America lived other than himself, and therefore his blood pressure registered over 32. He had fever, headaches, chills, gripe, hay fever, regular fever, rheumatism, and also pain in all joints. He was disturbed with foot ailments and toothaches. His pulse beat at more than 88 times per minute. Therefore, he goes to the doctor every day and gets medicine for every day in the year, one after each meal and 3 times a day, also one at bedtime. Hold on, that ain't it now. That's not it. He says the average person breathes 3 cubic feet of air per hour, but the second uncle of Mr. W.D. Farr breathes 4.5 cubic feet of air per hour. 500 pills equal 1 pound. So that kills him at the age of 46. How many pounds of pills did Mr. W.D. Fard's second uncle use in 46 years? How many cubic feet of air did he breathe in 46 years? Now he goes on. He said if the air value selling price, now he talks about selling of air, which is at that point $10.50. He says 20 pills cost 5 cents. How much does this amount to in 46 years? Once a week, he gives the doctor $2.50 for renewing the prescription, and 52 weeks equal 1 year. So Mr. Muhammad wants to know how much money was spent for the pills and how much for the doctor. Now, I'm just bringing these points. I'm just gonna touch it quick. It talked about we were dealing with this in the 1930s. Now, dealing with high blood pressure. We're dealing with headaches, gripe, chills, fever, regular fever, hay fever, rheumatism, arthritis, pain in all the joints at this time. Then the doctor gonna get rich now because you got to pay the doctor so much money, right, to help you. So now with that, and a lot of us, as we already know, we picking up weight, so that causes us to breathe improperly, right? So we on these breathing machines. Now the breathing machine, they wasn't even out at this time where you see people walking down the street with no oxygen. This is in the 1930s. They weren't available at this point. But the Savior, Master Fard Muhammad, telling you at this point that you're gonna be buying air. He telling you you're gonna be buying air at this point. Then he says telling you, he equated it. He said 500 pills equal 1 pound. So every time you take 500 pills, my mother used to take 50 pills every day. My mother used to take 50 pills every day. This is a fact. She don't take that no more. All praise is due to Allah. But I'm just showing you, he's painting the condition that we were in then. So when you hear this brother saying that the healing is in the earth, the healing is in the food, it's right there in your Bible. It says, let this tree be your meat. Let the fruit from this tree be your meat. So it's not directing you to lamb, sheep, beef, all of these. It's not directing you to these things. It said, let this tree be your meat.
Right.
Okay? And then, as we said earlier, this Messiah figure, he teaches you according to the Quran what to eat and what to store in your houses. So somebody would come and they would teach us how to eat to live, because the root of all the problems, from high blood pressure, diabetes, and all of it, stems from what we eat. And that man that he gave us is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And here's the book of the proof of what we should eat, what we shouldn't, what to store in your houses. I just wanted to bring that up.
And
thank you.
Yes, thank you, for sharing that, because this has been a problem in our community for a very long time, Bruce.
There you go.
We generations and generations of high blood pressure, diabetes. We all know that a lot of it stems from the soul food, and what we know it to be as the slave diet.
Correct.
So I ask you this question, because you are now an advocate for healing the body, right? And we want you to definitely share, some information on what made you decide, to share your journey, with an audience and help them along their way as well. What was your motivating factor for that?
Well, I made a vow to God. I said, I guess when you study, each one we study what we believe, study the Quran, and you study the Bible. People made vows, and the individuals who made vows before God, you had to honor your vow. And that's something that I did. I made a vow before God. I said, God, if you do this for me, I promise to help as many people as I possibly can, because I like the same way you sowed the seed into my life of hope. That's what I've been doing for other people, because I did not know that there was a way out. Like, you knew something I did not know. You knew that, okay, yeah, I may be coming out and I may be dealing with dialysis, but I know for a fact you had to have seen something to know that you could tell me that it's not the end.
That's right.
And so that's what I did. I made a vow before God. I said, God, you do it for me. I'm going to try to help as many people as I can. And that's what I've done, like, daily. That's just what I do all day, every day, is I reach out and, like, I talk to hundreds of people every day, just empowering them and encouraging them to not give up, because society and the way things is set up for you not to have any faith or hope. Like, I think about how many doctors told me I could not reverse diabetes.
Right.
Come on.
I went to over 20 something doctors in my whole health career. And then they would always give me these little young doctors that was fresh out of med school. And they would say, every last one of them, it's a script. It's something that they learn in med school.
Right.
So he was like, I said, I'm going to reverse the diabetes, right? And it was like, well, but I could see him scratching his brain. He was thinking about something. He was like, you're always going to have to take something. That's what he said to me. I kept hearing the same exact thing from all the doctors that I would go to. You're going to take something the rest of your life, something. And then I began to push it back on them. I said, well, what do you take? I asked my nephrologist, I said, if you was in my situation, what would you do? That man did not say a word to me. He couldn't open his mouth and say nothing. I said, if you was in my shoes, what would you do? He
Right.
could
Right.
not talk.
Come on.
So I began to think, I said, something ain't right here.
Come on.
Something ain't
Wow.
right here. So I fought and I continued to fight. Like I said, like, I may have had several successes, but I'm not there yet. I'm not,
Okay.
finished my journey. My healing is going to be a lifelong journey. It's not a,
Come on.
okay,
Come
you've
on.
been going hard for 6 months and now you heal. No, no, this is a rest of my life healing thing.
That's
Come on.
right. You
Come
got
on.
to maintain that
Yeah,
Come
greatness.
on now.
right.
Come
So
on.
so that's what I'm trying to teach people. A lot of these people think that they're gonna lose weight and get skinny in 2 months. And I'm like, listen here, this ain't how it works. This a
Right.
lifestyle. This a
Go ahead.
lifestyle.
Go
So
ahead.
I try to teach these people this thing every day, but to follow up and finalize your question, I made a vow. I made a vow to God that I was going to do His work, and I
Yes.
feel like this is my calling. I thought I cried a many a days and said diabetes was a curse. I said this a curse, but in the religious world, or whatever you want to call it, we always say that your greatest tragedy can be your greatest ministry. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I God began to show me. Like God told me several times, he was like, okay, diabetes is a small thing. He said, that's a miracle you can handle. He said,
Right.
won't you just leave the big miracles up to me? I can handle the big ones.
Right.
He said,
Go
Right.
ahead.
he said,
Go
let
ahead.
me do the big ones. And he said, diabetes is something that you can handle. And I kept hearing that, but I could never follow through with it. My,
Right.
my, my spirit, my will to do it, just wasn't there. And then I guess sometimes, God allows certain things to happen in your life to make you do what He wants you to do.
Come on.
That's
Come
true.
on. Come on.
That is
So
Come
true.
on.
that's what happened to me. He's like, okay, I'm tired of you playing games. I've told you that with some things in this life, it only goes by fasting and prayer.
Go
Mm.
ahead. Go ahead.
And if you study all of these different religions and you study all of these different people from years ago, they all had one thing in common. They prayed, they meditated, and they fasted.
Go
All of
ahead.
them, all of
Come
Right.
on.
them,
That's
all of
right.
them, all of them
And
had
that's
the same thing in
the
common. I don't care what religion you look at. They
right.
Come on.
all have the same thing in common.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
right.
Yes.
so we have moved away from the gift that God has given us. God gave us communion with Him. He
Come
Mm-hmm.
gave
on.
us ability to communicate with Him, and
Yes.
we will settle for everything else besides being united with Him. Like I noticed that in the black church has been bamboozled and confused and all that kind of stuff. It's a joke to me now because very few times do you find a real legit black person who stands firm in the church. You got a
Mm.
few, it ain't a lot.
Right.
And what I'm learning is that if you're going to teach in a pulpit or you're going to preach and you're not preaching about health, you out of order.
Come
Yeah.
on
You
now.
out of
Right.
order. That's
Because what
that's
he
out
said,
of order.
he would give us life more abundantly,
Right.
and that's not abracadabra.
Come on
Right?
now.
That's out
Yeah.
of order. And it's like, they walk around with healing oil and laying hands on people and doing all this other stuff. But then after church, you're going to eat fried chicken and chitlins and all that
Right.
other junk. And I'm like, okay, well, you just pray healing over their body, but then you just put death back in it.
Come on
Exactly.
now. Come on
It
now.
didn't, it didn't make sense. I was like, I would go to things like, I know y'all remember this repasses in the
Right.
Yes.
black church,
Come
Right.
on now.
so after somebody die, you go to the repast. And at every repast that I've ever been to in my entire life,
Come on.
they had fried chicken, collard
Mm-hmm.
greens, they had mashed potatoes, pies, so sweet tea.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, your aunt just died from this, and you're gonna feed it to the grandma?
Yeah. Well, they said that on the Boondocks, right? The Boondocks had a little skit about Big Mama, you know. So for
Soul food, the
the
movie.
movie, they kind of joked about it, but it's very real, and I believe more and more Black people are waking up to the fact that we have to change our eating habits. So you see a lot more vegans, people living a vegan lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle, and we just have to, and vegetarian, we have to know our bodies.
Hmm.
We have to be careful because a lot of times, when we're, like you said before, you can fast the wrong way. You
That's
know,
right.
can't, okay, I ate, McDonald's and Burger Kings, and then tomorrow I'm gonna fast, and then when I come off that fast, I'm gonna turn around and eat more of that same garbage. No,
Right.
you gotta put something in the body to feed the body while you're fasting. You have to have
Right.
proper nutrition, a good bowl of bean soup, brother. And I don't know if you have the recipe or not, but I'll make sure that you get it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Let me get that.
Okay. Because it's got all your vegetables, in there that's also good for the body. But you do that before the fast, or you could even do not a smoothie, but
Yeah, it's a navy bean
it's a
smoothie.
navy bean smoothie. And
Okay.
believe it or not, it don't taste like navy beans. You put your you can use either milk or rice milk, whatever you use, but you put a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar,
Or honey or agave or
honey,
whatever.
agave, right?
Or
But you
whatever
want to
you
put
use
your
to
cinnamon
sweeten
in
it.
there because the cinnamon helps bring the sugar
Blood sugar
level down,
down. Yeah.
right? And then it's going to work with them navy beans, and then you got you a nice little drink.
It's a
I know
smoothie.
it's a smoothie, but it's like a nutritional drink,
Okay,
a
that's
protein drink. That's what the word I was looking
Okay.
for. It's a protein drink because you got good proteins in it. But my point is, we have to, as we become more conscious, raw vegetables all the time is really not the best for the body. And you
Right.
have to be careful because those enzymes, the reason we cook is because it breaks the enzymes down so the body can actually use them.
right.
That's
You
right.
know, so you can have a salad, but make sure you're eating some cooked food along with it. I love salad now. I used to not like salad too much,
Hmm.
but my husband loves salad. Like he can eat the whole giant bowl of just salad, and I'm like, no, I need some food with that. But throw me some salmon on top of there or something,
Blame my mama.
you
Blame
know.
my mama.
But we have to. This is what we have to make fun, exciting in our community. Now, this month we are celebrating the Black man.
That's right.
So I want to take this time out, Brother Bruce, to celebrate you
That's right.
and to thank you for what it is that you're doing. We are so proud of you, and we need definitely more Black men to talk to Black men about their health
That's
because a lot of them don't even go to the doctor to find out where they are.
right.
They don't even know they got high blood pressure or diabetes.
Right.
So if you
Hmm.
speak a little bit to that and what you were going through before you really started taking care of yourself as a Black man, and speak to the brothers, regarding their
Yeah.
health.
So I just posted. Funny you said that on Father's Day. I posted this right. So my whole idea of being a strong black man was working. So because that's all I was taught. My father and everybody taught me, okay, go out, work hard, be a provider, pay the bills. That's it. So for years, I would work. I worked like 2 or 3 jobs. I was hustling because I wanted to make sure that my family was okay. Because I didn't like getting the lights cut off. I didn't like the struggle. I worked hard, but what I was also doing was neglecting the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing as a black man that we could do, and see, like we say, we like okay, so as a head of the house, we supposed to honor the family. We're supposed to lead the family. You're supposed to be an example for the family. But what happens is that we so caught up in paying bills and being providers that we neglect the greatest testimony, the greatest example that we can have for our family, for our children, for our community, and that's taking care of our body and our temple.
Come on
And
now.
and I find that a lot of black men, they very powerful in their stance about certain things. But I'm yet to see a lot of black men who are powerful in their stance for health. It's not a lot of black
Mm-hmm.
men who will talk that talk. Like
Right.
they compromise. And like when I talk to somebody and they tell me what they can't do, or I can't fast, or I can't do that, then what you're telling me is that you can't live. That's
Come
what you're
Mm-hmm.
on
telling
now.
me. That's what you're
Come
telling
on.
me because fasting
Mm.
is free. It's free healing for your body.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go
And
ahead.
and so I have a challenge. I have a hard time understanding when certain people tell me what they can't do. That's a hard thing to do. But as a black man, if any black men listening, I don't care what your ethnicity is, I don't care what your religion is, I don't care what you believe. You need to understand that God put us here for a reason. So when a
Right.
black man is born, the black man is born to take control of a certain situations over the earth.
Come
And
on.
what's happening is the black man has gotten out of position and he don't know his worth. Like we
Mm.
sitting up here thinking we less than and
Right.
thinking
Right.
thinking that we don't possess gifts. Like that's the reason why they tried to kill us for so many years because they were threatened by just the mere thought of what we could do.
Come
Right.
And
on.
so that's the thing. Like when you study history, you study any of the powerful black men.
Come on.
They were so scared of these black men that they would burn their entire bodies to where it was nothing left of them because they didn't want no remnants of that
Right.
black man available. They
Mm.
wanted to get rid of every trace of that black man because it was something about his spirit, it was something about him that they didn't want duplicated. They didn't want nothing left.
Come
So
on.
Right.
what I'm
Come on.
saying,
Right.
what I'm saying to you is that as a black man, as the black race, we continue to sit up here and what I'm saying, I ain't not like just pro black, blah, 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 but I do take pride in who I am as a young African American man. And the
Come
thing
on.
about it is that, you gotta understand that we are underdogs when it comes to being in this country. We
Come
looked
on.
upon as less than.
Right.
Come
And
on.
until we change our mindset and really believe and understand the power of who we are and what we possess, we always going to settle for sickness. We always going to settle for, not being the owners of businesses. And we always going to settle for, everything that's less than what we supposed to have. We're going to always be that way. And that's just, I was in a state of depression for years. I thought I was worthless. Like everybody can look at me now, oh man, he's great. But you don't know the depression I was going through, the anxiety, the self worthlessness I was dealing with for years because I was never esteemed and built up as a young king, a young black man. I thought I was worthless.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's like you spend your whole life thinking that you have no value. And that's why so many young people go to the streets and sell drugs and do all that other foolishness is because for years we never feel like we have no worth.
Come on. Come
Right.
on. Come
Right.
on.
Yes, sir.
So it's
And
just something to think about.
yeah, it really is, Bruce. And it's one of the reasons that we decided that, for Father's Day, that we wanted to honor and celebrate the black man all month long. And it really is something we should do all year long. And we
Hmm.
have to continue, to help us understand who we really are and whose we really are, and not
Hmm.
succumb to what our enemies think of us. We've been
Hmm.
calling ourselves niggas all this time and bees and all of this, but no, we are gods. That is
Hmm.
who,
Come on
and
now.
see, when we can learn to align the body and bring the body back into a healthy state, then we can start thinking a little bit more healthy about
Hmm.
ourselves. Because that food is depressing. When you eat Cheetos and hot
Yeah.
flaming, it's chemicals inside of that stuff that actually affects the brain, that affects
Hmm.
the self-esteem, and it doesn't help when we talk about each other, and when
Hmm.
we down each other. No, it's time out for that. We got to raise each other up. Allah
Hmm.
says, let us make man. Well, how do we make man, God? We
That's
make
right.
man, we express the love that God has given to us. You got to express that outward. You got to show
Mhm.
that to other people. We can't keep holding on love thinking, oh, I'm going to hurt if I share, this
Mhm.
love. Somebody going to mistreat me, if I reach out to them. And you know what? Hey, I'm here for it because I'm a vessel. I'm the
That's right.
vessel that, Almighty God is using. And I just love what it is that you're doing. I see my husband pulling out books. So I know he got something else that he wants to share with us before our time is up. What did you have?
All right. All praise is due to Allah. Brother, I salute you, and that's for real. I got a couple of paragraphs I want to share.
Okay.
How to Eat to Live, Book 1, page 19. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as my brother had mentioned here, he said, fasting is a greater cure for our ills, both mental and physical, than all the drugs of the earth, combined into one bottle or a billion bottles. Allah, God, in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad has taught me that fasting with the right kind of food is the cure for our ills. He has said to me that there is no cure in drugs and medicine, and that the world is now learning we can take medicines all our lives until it kills us, yet we are still ailing with the same old diseases. The bad
Mhm.
food and drinks that we are putting into our bodies keeps us a victim to illness. There are very few nice doctors who like to tell you that drugs are not good for you because they are paid for their learning and want to keep practicing. But how to eat to live is what we want to know and have wanted to know all our lives. I'm gonna go over to another. That was page 19. I'm jumping over to page number 1. He says, in the right way to eat. There is no way for us to learn to eat the right food in order to live a long life except through the guidance and teaching of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. The Bible said that he will give us life abundantly, but he demands strict obedience to his will. There is no way of prolonging the life of human beings or any other life unless it begins with restrictions of the foods which sustain life, the right kinds of food, and the proper time when it should be taken into our bodies. Now, lastly, I want to say this. My brother talked about our lack of self-worth that many of us feel and have experienced. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, and for those in the audience that may have never heard this, it might be a little hard to put on, but I gotta put it on. I gotta put this healing balm on your mind, and it'll seep in over time. See, because I understand that this is medicinal medicine that we're teaching right now.
That's right.
Whether people want to believe it or not, this is part of the medicine that we need right here. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we are direct descendants of the original God, meaning in our very DNA, and is the God himself. Now some of y'all say, well, how can that be true? Well, God's a spirit. He's this, he's that. Well, why? You can Google it right now. Why are they looking for the God gene in the human being? A gene comes from a human being. There's no gene outside of the human expression. So therefore, if they know that and they're searching for the God, where do you think they found the most of this gene at? They found it in you.
That's right.
They found it in me. And they are teaching more and more that it is wrapped up in our DNA, in this melanin that we are blessed to have. So, and our Savior has arrived the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us about God's self-creation in triple darkness. Meaning when he came out, he was a jet black man. So therefore, you can't be less because you are first. We're taught the first question we're asked is, who is the original man? It says the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. This is how God defines us.
Right.
And this is how we must begin to define ourselves. Ye are all God's, the book of Psalms say, children of the Most High God. So we have to put on the new mind, the new man, the new way, and your health is absolutely your wealth. That's all I had to say.
And what the beauty, I'm gonna say this, Bruce, and I'm gonna let you talk. The beauty of it is that it's in our hands.
Mm-hmm.
We have the power. God has given us the power, to do what it is that we need to do to change this thing around. So, Bruce, I want you to give us your TikTok information because I love your TikToks. I just love it. They're funny, they're energetic, they're informative, and they just give me like that little energy that I need. Of course, I'm a TikToker, so when I get hooked, I probably watch about 10 of your videos. And then I'm like, girl, get off this TikTok. But give us your info so that we can tap in with you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Share.
I'm on TikTok. My TikTok handle is Brucey B83. I get up there daily and just give inspiration, different things I go through, different things I think about. I just get up there and I just try to help people, whatever I feel led to do that day. Because like I said, even the smallest thing I do, it always impacts somebody. So that's why I just
Right.
get up there and I do what I feel led, and I'm telling you, it just blesses people.
Yes, it does. It does. I had a lot of fun. So that's Brucey B 63,
So 83.
83.
Yeah, yeah.
83. All right. So you all go and check out my brother Bruce. He is doing such an awesome job. And I am excited to know my brother. And we, God willing, will continue to do work together to help change the condition of our people in our communities. That we have to change it, family. Nobody can do it but us. We
Right.
have to take control. So, Bruce, is any last words that you want to share with the
Let me
audience?
say something before your last word.
Okay.
So, family, we have started we are now part of the community app, and this allows us to immerse with you deeper. So, we want you to text the word "love my kidneys." We want you to text the words "love my kidneys." I'm putting it in the chat now. I want you to text these words to 678-736 7086. And that way, excuse me, I got it wrong. Type that part 678-736 7086. So I'm putting the whole thing in now.
There you go.
So that way, when you text "love my kidneys" to that number, now you have become a part of our community where you can stand to know as to what we're doing. You can also stay into the inspirational things that we're going to be giving you in the community.
Right.
We're going to be texting out on a regular basis, different things. We may share some of Brother Bruce's TikTok videos and anything that we find inspirational, educational, and that's going to uplift you, family. This is what you're going to find there. This is a support for you, a support group. If you're challenged with health issues, this is the place where you can tap in. Again, text the word "love my kidneys" to 678-736-7086. We look forward to connecting with you. Now we're going to turn it over to my brother Bruce.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say. I'm just blessed by the opportunity to speak and just to share with you all. It's my pleasure, my extreme pleasure, because if it had not been for God, I wouldn't even be here talking on this platform right now.
Come
So,
on.
a lot of times, I don't know if people really understand that that's the biggest thing in my life. I know that God did it for me. And so, I leave you all with that thought, at the end of the day, we are here for a reason and for a purpose. And
Right.
we have to figure out what that is. So, everybody grace and peace, go forth and be great. And, just hopefully, until the next time we meet, everything will be like it's supposed to be, how God wanted it to be, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to building with you, Bruce, on some of the things that we talked about before. And we'll definitely be in touch with you soon.
Well, we
All
definitely
right.
want to show our gift that we gonna have for you now.
Okay. Yeah, you got to tell us.
Did you want the black shirt or the red one? We want to show
Man,
everybody.
y'all gonna make it hard for me, man. Y'all gonna make me try to Lord. I like black though. I like black. I ain't gonna lie. That red
Okay,
No.
is good. Y'all gonna
all
make me have to
right.
go buy some new shoes to go with that red.
So this is what we're gonna send to our brother. Brother, please. I think you did send us your address, but if not,
No, we
send it.
got it.
Okay, we
We just
do.
need your
So
size too.
we gonna and we need your sign. So text us that, and we sending
All
you the
right.
mask as well. So for those of you all who are also like to get your Love My Kidney shirt, we giving 10% off because our brother is on and blessed us with his presence, and that 10% off right there is his gift to you. Okay, it's
All
his
right.
gift to you through us.
Yes.
Okay, all right, and that 10% off is the gift. Again, text the word Love My Kidney to 678-736-7086 and let us know you want to get your shirt today. Okay, and we'll definitely get it to you. Just text us that. Brother, thank you so much once
Yes.
again
All
for your
right.
presence. Thank you for the blessing of you being with us. May God continue to bless you to do amazing things, man. Keep on inspiring, keep on growing, keep
Yes.
on going. We appreciate you.
And you
We
know we're
love
here
you.
for you. We are
Yeah,
here
I,
for you.
I know. I know it.
All right. Well, you have an awesome rest of the day.
All right, you all too now.
All right. Peace.
All
All right.
right. All right. All right, family. We have been blessed with our brother Bruce. It is an honor. It is a privilege to have spoke with our brother. For those of you all that's dealing with health challenges, our brother is definitely an example of what you can do when you discipline your life. Okay,
And you
and
know what?
go ahead.
I want to say this is that he prevented
Yes,
dialysis, family.
come on.
If you are dialysis
Go
and
ahead.
they say you're going to have to go on dialysis,
Come on.
he is a prime example of how to stop it. And he's blessed because he has the resources to be able to do it. If you're struggling with the resources, family, please direct message us. You can tap in on that number.
678-736-7086. Again, text the word Love My Kidneys.
Yes. And then that way we can be here for you. We can be that support group. We can send you recipes. We can help you with dietary supplements, some of the things that I'm taking. Some of the things that Brother Bruce is taking, whatever. You have to figure out what it is that is best for you and your journey, where you are. Sometimes you just need to talk about it.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need to get it off your chest, where you are, how you feel, and then listen to words. Not that we are the end all to be all, but we are vessels, and
Yes.
we are asking God to use us as vessels to help you on your journey of being a healthier, better person. The body wants to heal itself, family. You just got to put yourself in that right environment.
That's right. And remember this. As a man or woman thinketh,
That's
so
right.
are they.
That's right.
So healing begins in the
I have to
mind.
help him.
Healing begins in the mind. Sorry. Healing begins in the mind, family. That's where it starts at. It starts with a predetermined idea that I'm going to do everything I can. I put myself in this condition by not doing what I should, and you have to take that responsibility on yourself. Sometimes that's not the case. You were born in certain conditions, but oftentimes the case is, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the wrong food, the wrong drinks, the wrong state of mind that has brought this sickness on. So, family, you can get this book. Once again, we have volume 1 and 2 available for you on our store. Uh, we have it available for you. I'm typing it in. Excuse your brother.
And your support family, you're purchasing something that's going to benefit you,
That's right.
right, is also going to benefit those people coming behind you that need assistance financially. Because once we receive our 501c3, it's going to cost us, the total is 4,000 for the 501c3, but we want to raise another 2,000 so that we can make sure that we have enough paraphernalia so that we can continue to raise money. We
Right.
don't, necessarily want people to always just give. We want to give you something back for your support. But trust and believe that the monies will go to healing, natural healing modalities.
That's
If
right.
someone needs acupuncture, if someone needs dietary supplements, some
Naturopathic doctor.
naturopathic doctors and different modalities like that. We want to assist you in that effort, even if we can't pay for the whole thing. We could put $50 on it. Then we feel like we are helping. And a lot of times that's the crutch because insurance don't cover it.
Right.
Right. So a lot of times we, can barely pay the co-payment, let
Right.
alone, anything outside of that. So we want to be that vessel to help our people on this journey. And we're going to ask our actors, we're going to ask our athletes, we're going to ask our politicians, we're going to ask those in our community to help our community.
That's
I
right.
don't plan on going to the Heart Association and all of these other people, FEMA, and I don't want them to support what it is that we're doing because they have demands on us that we're not necessarily going to do. We're not going to force anybody that receive anything from us to get a vaccine. You don't
Come
never
on.
have to worry about that.
Come on now.
All
Yeah.
right. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry. And
That's all right. So, like you said, book 1,
you got it.
book 2, and we do have some supplemental books that are very good that we highly suggest you get from Brother Kevin A. Muhammad. He's changed his name now. Let me put that up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Facts About How to Eat to Live, Volume 1. And then we're going to do Volume 2. And he gets into the science behind
Mm-hmm.
some of the science that he's found of the why the 1 meal a day. Scientifically, what does it do?
Right.
Why the certain time a day? Scientifically, what does that do? You know, he gets deep down into the science from his research and what he found. Dr. Alim, dear brother, he said that those particular books were some of the best research that he have seen, and he been in the medical field for quite some time since the 60s, I believe. So that's a big statement right there. So we advise you, family, if you're on your health and healing journey, or if you maintaining your health and your wellness,
Right.
then definitely let How to Eat to Live be a part of that journey. Okay. So, family, it has been our honor, it's been our privilege to be with you. Again, we want to immerse deeper with you on this journey. We want to give you that support. We want to be able to text you recipes. We want to be able to text you videos, information, inspiration, on not necessarily a daily basis, but every couple of days, so that you can know what we're doing, but also get motivated to keep on your journey. So
That's right.
again, text Love My Kidneys. Text right now, Love My Kidneys to 678-736-7086. And yes, that is really us, and we will answer. We look forward to you being a part of the community with us. So I'm gonna bid you peace and blessings of
No, no.
Assalamu alaikum.
At 3 o'clock, fam.
Mhm.
3 o'clock.
Uh-oh.
Um, The queen of rap.
No. The queen of rap. That's right. Come on now. You got to say it right.
Fam, look, I'm going to tell you, God is so good. You know, you got to know that God has ordered the steps.
Yeah.
Because he ordered our steps. I was going to the foot doctor, right? And
we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it, but look.
It's the next level.
It was like, why even go to the foot doctor? He could have just looked at my foot on the screen. I didn't even have to waste my time, but it was a blessing in the journey that we took this past week. So come on at 3:00. We're going to share that information with you. It is something big. It's something exciting. It's something that we all are going to benefit from. We look forward to seeing you at 3:00.
And that's 5:00 Central Standard Time, 6:00 Eastern Time.
There
that's
you go.
3:00 our time, Mountain Standard, 5:00 Central, and 6:00 Eastern.
Y'all, we
so
getting it together.
come on, tap in with us on the queen of rap.
All
so,
right.
family, we've enjoyed you.
Love you guys.
Be blessed. Yes. Take good care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Know that you are sacred.
Yes.
Remember, it takes a lot of love to heal thyself. We gonna hit y'all with a little more of this theme music before we get out of here and close it out. Oh, let me mention before it's too late. On Saturday, our sister I Am Desire is in the building with us. Thank you for coming in. We're going to be on the Royal Champ Show.
All right.
We're going to be on the Royal Champ Show, and we're going to be talking about honoring the black man. And we are so honored to be able to be in the building with our sister I Am Desire and our young brother YBG. We looking forward to that. They bringing that love, that energy, that love and light.
No. Peace. Wait, I got it.
Come on.
Peace, love, and light.
Go ahead. There you go. See, we working on it. All right, family. We gonna play this music and get on out of here. Yes. Don't forget to tap in with us. 678-736-7086. Go ahead, text Love My Kidneys to that number. We giving you the word for the next show, next level. So you can text that same number, text the word next level and that's gonna put you in the Queen of Rap community. Okay. All right, family. We about to close out with this theme music. Be the best because you are the best. Remember to continue to let the spark in your mind create a new reality, and it takes a lot of love to heal thyself.
That's right.
So, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, fam. Peace there.